Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Ryan Rice. On this episode, we're gonna go over the accessories I have on my truck to help me go kayak fishing. Okay, the accessories. I'm gonna put a link to a video at the end that shows you what I had on this truck before with the Will-I loader. But as you see, I've gone back. These are the accessories. I've gone back to the back rack with some LED lights. I put the Extang, was it the 2.0 durable vinyl cover on this. I wasn't gonna get the solid fold, but at $1,000 when it used to be $750, I just can't justify it because when I'm on the water, all my stuff's with me anyway. No matter what cover or what lock you have on anything, it can be stolen with a cordless grinder, cordless sawzall, etc. And we also have the rigid SAE compliant fog lights in the front. That's important because I don't blind people. I think the SAE from Rigid I've had on all my vehicles since they've came out with the fog lights. I've had either two of those or four of those in the past. So as far as the setup right now with the lights, I'm a big fan of things being integrated into a vehicle. So, you know, having the accessory switches from Ford either down here on the dash or up top when they do with the Super Duties is a nice feature. But I don't ever order a vehicle or worry about a vehicle having that, because those I've had in the past, the accessory switches on other F-250s, and it still shuts off with the power of your vehicle. So I like just putting my own switches in, because when you go fishing and you're setting up, you can see I got two separate switches, one for the front, one for the back. When you're setting up, you don't want the lights shutting off on you. You know, this vehicle has the 360 or the zone lighting they call it, which gives you enough light down the sides and stuff. But you know, when I launch early in the morning, I leave my front lights on, and when I'm driving, sorry everything's a little dirty because I haven't had a chance to clean it, and I leave the back lights on while I'm setting up. So I have that. I have the zone lightings, I think, stay on for maybe, not sure what the timer is, you know, I never really pay attention. I maybe stay on for like 10 minutes. You know, and I got the back lights. These lights in the back totally light up my area when I'm setting up my kayak. So as you see underneath, I got the flip cover, and right now I have a couple Milwaukee Packouts with the plate mounted to the bed. I'm gonna add another one back there once I get the trailer, but for right now, when I take my kayak to the water, these two here stay out, and I kind of put my kayak on an angle with an inexpensive bed extender because I am getting the trailer from On the Water Innovations to do my kayak now. I've had 6 trailers for kayaks. I've gone from enclosed to, you know, open utilities. I did one in open utility recently, and I'll put that video at the end of this one too that you guys can see it. It's a great setup. It's just that I'm going with a smaller On the Water Innovations trailer. I'm going to get this the Tourney Light, because that's going to fit perfectly in my shop and still give me, the way I'm getting it set up, it'll still give me the ability to carry 2 kayaks, either when I take a veteran out or when I take my son out. So that's still going to work with me. Now, if my wife gets involved with kayak fishing, we'll see. Maybe we'll get the Tourney double, but we're going to have to change how I had my shop laid out, which I really don't want to. But if she gets into it, we'll worry about it then. Or I'm going to kick her out of the other garage and we'll put it over there. That's another whole nother story. So just like my trucks that I change all the time, I change how I set them up, but I think this is going to be my final setup. Now, I've had the deck drawer system in the previous F-250, and that thing is great for organizing your tackle, tools, etc. But I change vehicles so much that I don't want to lock myself into that system because it's expensive and it's only good for that vehicle. So if I go from this vehicle to a half-ton, to a 3/4 or 1 ton, that deck system won't fit. They're made per vehicle. So I don't want to keep spending money on the drawer system because I change vehicles too much and I never know what I'm going to do. So I end up going with the Milwaukee Packout here in the back. So what I do is I keep some, you know, my tools up front here for fixing the kayak and changing spare tires, jacks, etc. in that Packout. Now this one back here, you know, once I have the trailer and the kayak's not going in the bed of my truck, I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna do another plate up there. I'm gonna have like a 4 setup of packouts. But I mean, having these drawer packouts right now, I don't have anything in it via kayak related because it's you know, I can't use this setup right now until I get the kayak out of the bed of the truck. But right now I just have some tools in here for work, and same thing over here, have my hard hat and stuff. But these plates I just mount to the bed of the truck. I've had every truck accessory, every ladder rack, every tonneau cover for the most part on all my vehicles, and I've been through them all. So like I said, I didn't want to spend the money on the expensive one, because no matter what you put, no matter what cover, even the Diamondback cover that costs like $20-some $100, you can break into it. So why bother? Just spend the money, I think, on the inexpensive vinyl cover. But I think this Extang one, the quality of the vinyl is really good. I'll put the link to the description on most of this stuff in this video. And the lights, now the LED lights on the back of the truck are inexpensive ones from Amazon, I think by NiLight or whatever they're called, or NiLight or whatever they call them. So they're like $40 for the pair. Now the SAE ridges in the front are about, I think, $250 for the set. So they're a little bit more pricey, but you know, those are lights that I can move from vehicle to vehicle, and they're worth the money because you're not blinding people, and they actually keeps you compliant with the SAE and DOT and all that stuff. These lights in the back, plenty bright for setting up your kayak early in the morning. Just like my kayak, I kind of got over the whole fact of drilling holes and things, so I don't mind putting some screws in the bed of the truck, especially when you have a plastic drop in. You really don't see it anyway if you take them out. It doesn't hurt the truck, especially with the aluminum truck that this is. It's not going to create rust or have any issues. So I don't mind screwing these down, you know, the plates into the truck to give me the accessory, because it locks it in, you know. And with this here, the way these packouts are, with that, you know, none of these drawers open up, so you have that little cover that goes over this, or like little bar system, and you just tuck it away when you're done. But you know, it gives you the option to put, you know, nice your tackle in there. You can break it up, you can put other, you know, Plano boxes inside these drawers, and that works really well for organizing your tackle and keeping extra tackle with you. I'm going to throw a little clip in this video that shows you, you know, the brightness of these inexpensive lights in this video, so you can see when I'm sitting at my kayak in the morning. You can see the importance of having lights on the back of your vehicle, so when you do these early morning launches, you can see setting up. And you know, during these winter months, you know, it's dark till about good almost 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, especially here on the East Coast. I can set up my motor, I can get everything set up, my cameras and all my equipment on my kayak, having these lights on the back. I like wiring these lights in myself, just for the simple fact that they can stay on as long as I have that switch on, you know. And I'm sure I could change the wiring on the Ford factory wiring. You gotta dig into a harness that has hundreds of wires. You gotta get the wiring diagram from somebody and figure out which wire is what to give it constant power. So that's why I like wiring these in and leaving them constantly hot, and I'll show you how I did that. So the rigid factory wiring harness comes with the relay. It comes with a pre-wired 3 wires going in for the switch to give you the lighted option of it. You just gotta get the wiring harness through the firewall. I've done it so many times, it's not that hard to do. You drill a hole in the dash, you mount your switch, and then the wires just run. You gotta get, you know, wires rated to be underneath the, you know, basically auto rated wires. They can handle the heat underneath your in your engine bay, and it's just wired in, you know, with connectors to the positive and to the negative. And I just, you know, nicely tie wrap it along there. So it's a pretty easy setup to wire the lights. That's why I rather have it that way than trying to dig into the factory wiring of the of Ford. Like I said, the deck drawer system is a great option if you're keeping the truck long term and you don't like covers. But you know, the deck drawer system still gives you limited abilities. You know, having a cover on your bed, it actually does improve the miles per gallon a bit. It's definitely, you know, they got back and forth opinions about that, but I will say it has improved the fuel economy in all the trucks I've had by a little bit, you know, maybe by 0.4 miles per gallon or 0.5. Some of these covers say you're gonna get a lot more than that, but you maybe if you're really light-footed you can. But you know, having the cover on the bed gives you the option to put boxes, keep them out of the elements, even though a lot of these boxes, not these particular ones from Milwaukee, but a lot of their boxes are actually waterproof rated. But you can throw your kayak seat back here, your motor, and you can, you know, build boxes or crates to keep them from moving around. But I like having this option with the cover, especially if you tow your kayak on a trailer. Now, if you don't tow your kayak on a trailer and you kind of need your bed to transport your kayak, then you're going to have to go either a different route. Either throw everything inside your truck, which I hate. It marks up the truck. When it scratches the inside of the truck, you can get hooks embedded into your interior. So I like having everything on the outside of my truck the way it should be, not jammed up inside the truck itself. Aluminum ladder rack that I had on before and put my kayak on top worked, and the Will-I loader works great and it gets up there, but it's getting to the point now where I want to have everything on the trailer again. It is a little easier putting it on the trailer than trying to load it up on top of the ladder rack, but that's why I'm changing again, and I'm going to stay that way with just a trailer, I think, from this point on. If I need to, even with this smaller bed, if I'm going into an area, you know, that I'm going to be fishing like deep in the woods, I can put the kayak in the back, you know, back in the bed of the truck again instead of being on the trailer. So I have both options. I like the back racks. They make ones with mesh and make some other different versions, but I like these too because it gives you the ability for a place where you can mount lights up higher. You can mount lights, you know, behind your bed on the receiver, but it keeps them down low. I like having the option to, you know, be able to have the lights up higher because it makes the light come out and light up the whole work area behind your truck than being down low, you know, like underneath your truck, like a lot of people do. And I like these racks because it gives some protection for your back window. This one particularly doesn't. It does for larger objects, but you know, like I said, the back rack makes a like mesh version. It's almost like a safety rack, they call it. Really protect the back of your window more than this version, but I like just the standard version. I like the way it looks. My wife likes the back racks too, the way they look. And like I said, it gives you the ability to mount those lights up top. The ramps I go to have no lights most of the time, so I'm launching in complete darkness. Now, if you don't want to go through the hassle of wiring in lights in your truck, you know, Milwaukee, Ryobi, DeWalt, they all make cordless like LED light stands. They make other things that you can bring out to light up your area too as well. But forget it, you forget the light, you know, unless you leave it in your truck all the time. At least this, with the lights being on the truck all the time, I'm not forgetting them. So I'm always going to have the option of lighting things up. And another cool thing about having the lights in the back of your truck, when somebody's on your butt, turn those lights on, or they're riding behind you with your high beams, you can blind them and they get the point, either get off your butt or turn off your high beams. So it kind of gives you the option to, like, you know, keep people back off your truck too, which I kind of like when people kind of irritate me. So that's another little plus of having lights on your truck all the time. And this cover is definitely worth the money. The vinyl is very durable, and this locks in real easy with just having these little things come down. That keeps it locked. They change this up so that it doesn't lift up. It used to be able to lift up like a couple inches so you could really get in there, but they changed the design on the Extang, changed the design on those fast clips, and that's it. This is just my opinion of how I like having these things set up. It kind of gives you guys an idea. Once I'm on the water, everything that comes, you know, comes with me. So there's really going to be nothing left behind back here, just for that simple fact of theft. So I hope you guys like this video. This gives you a quick explanation of, you know, the few accessories I have on this truck that really makes a difference when you're launching early in the morning, late at night, or just getting to the water in general. You know, just having the lights on the vehicle and stuff make it a huge difference. You know, with those early morning launches, which a lot of us do, especially if we tournament fish. You know, we're usually on the water into our fishing spot while it's still dark, you know, before we even do our first cast. So having light right on the vehicle makes it a lot easier. You know, there is other options to light up your area when you're getting ready, but I like it this way. It keeps it streamlined, simple. So as always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the water. Thanks for watching.